What's up, guys? It's me, Vince Rudder. Welcome back to one more of my One Piece reviews. Arc. Vince, you still doing these? You damn right I am. And yeah, pretty much we're gonna talk about the Amazon Lily arc, which is a short arc. I heard one of the shortest arcs, and I also know for a fact that I miss a bunch of arcs because I also talk about that ice Arctic arc next to Thriller Bark arc. So yeah, a bunch of arcs are missing. Yes, I get it. And also there was another arc that I missed when they actually showed Water 7. I don't know why you did that, Netflix. But listen, YouTube, I gotta talk to you, okay? Before what is this I'm seeing? Oh my gosh, Vince. Listen, don't you dare demonetize this video. Don't you dare put me in like age restricted. Listen, it's just an image, okay? What do you want from me? Other than that, yeah. And look, they're covered. Okay, wait, where's Luffy? I'm sorry, I just pretty much, I really look like creeping when actually just showing this. Like, come on, what do you want? I don't have a poster of these, okay? Anyways, let's talk about this before, YouTube age restrict this video because I show these images of these bikinis of, look, that's what they're wearing. What do you want? You think One Piece is a kid show? Stop. I can't imagine. I really can't imagine watching One Piece for 4 kids. Holy, like how? How does 4 kids manage to do any of that? Do they skip arcs? Do they like I don't know. There's a video about it about 4 kids with One Piece, but man, this whole the One Piece the whole One Piece pie is full on like for adults. Heavenly, because this really showcased it. I'll never forget, even though they don't really cuss at all. I think that, yeah, they cuss, but even though they're not like too like bland, like too mature to the point of what, but it really just showcased that, especially the scene of the family jewels. I'm like, okay, okay, who made this? Was it what man? A group of men, like, yeah, we're gonna make, I'm kidding, Toei, I'm kidding, but seriously, this is the full-on cancel meter, especially nowadays. I'm speaking from this generation. They see this, they're like, canceled, just like that. Okay, what do you think? Like, pretty much, I guarantee you Haryana, will talk about like, oh my gosh, this is problematic, this seriously, like, come on, wait, what do you think it's from? I know, I can sense it. There's gonna be just beyond videos about it, about how like this arc deserves to be canceled or whatever, and everything just has to be canceled in this generation. But you know what? That's not what this video is about. We're talking about Amazon Lily, this arc particular about Luffy getting, vanished by Bartholomew, Kuma, and sentence One Piece, or at least rescued him. I don't know. I feel like, in a way Kuma actually rescued, because Kizaru and the axe guy and them being tired was already enough, and knowing being Bartholomew Kuma was another thing. But I guess Kuma was nice enough to actually banish them to somewhere else, I guess. But yeah, and also one of those places happens to be the island of the Amazon Lily, or as I really try my best to call it, is it called Kujo? Yeah, I think it is. I don't know. Pretty much, I already finished seeing the episodes of Amazon Lily, so I'm just giving you my quick breakdown, and also, well, actually not breakdown. I don't know. Quick thoughts, okay? These are thoughts, okay? Not review, not analyzing. Nah. It will be an F plus. I dropped my pencil. Wow. But yeah, other than that, let's talk about Amazon Lily and how this place really is somewhat Sanji's fantasy. I'm gonna be honest. Also, not to spoil, or maybe I am spoiling, we also see the other One Piece, I call it the One Piece group. We see the other Straw Hat, Straw Hat Army. I almost call it, what do you call them? The Straw Hat crew? Yeah, the whole Straw Hat crew. Nico Robin, Nami, Sanji, Zoro, and Chopper, and everyone else, Usopp and all of them, actually had their own place to go within, you got like Brook and some kind of like Satanist kind of like in, place where it's just like dark and gloomy, like of course it is. And Nami and some wind, current, like I guess each place sort of fits them, but also not fits them, because we also see Frankie in a snowy area. We see Nico Robin also in a snowy area, but this time, in full slavery of like building the bridge or whatever. We also see like, Usopp in some island of, and we see poor Chopper in a freaking land of like, wild animals, and also guys trying to, eat them alive or whatever. It's just all this, whatever, that they showcase. But we see Straw Hat, I mean, the Straw Hat himself, Luffy, in the island of only dominated by women, and pretty much these strong women, and especially having a diverse strong, not diverse by, like all of them are pretty much, highly almost the same skin color, but it's just like, a diverse of strong women, where they're big, where they're fit, where they're curvy, where this and that, and it pretty much, it really does showcase of like how this island existed, or and also, but in the sense of just showing like the snake princess of how she is, which I'm gonna be calling her, because man, the names, I'm still new to this. Okay, what you want from me? I don't get paid. If I was getting paid big time, and I'm talking about big, knowing that I get paid in YouTube already, that I probably would actually, like, we're talking about like a good amount sum of money. I would probably get their names and everything, but this time I'm just doing a quick thoughts before I forget, because I'm already continuing with the other arcs. I'm already in Impel Down, so I'm trying to get this done, knowing that I know for a fact that I probably might forget about it later on, but thank goodness that review would help me. But at this point I probably forget a little bit here and there. But man, the fights just doesn't, it really fits well, but it doesn't feel good to actually knowing to beat up, these, like, I don't know, I'm kind of like Sanji in a way. I would never hit a girl, I would never see anyone fight a girl, especially that CP9 fight with Khalifa. Just doesn't feel right. Okay, she is fine, she's slaying, and then you just have to slay her. Just what? But yeah, it is what it is. And also, I mean, the same thing for Sanji's clone. Like, what was that fight about, man? It's just his face. It's not right. Come on, man, leave the poor man alone. He's not, doesn't deserve this. But man, Sanji was mad when he tried to beat him up. That was the Summer Wars arc. But you know what I mean. Like, seeing that, Luffy taking down all these girls, this doesn't feel right. And also, it pretty much, they portray that very well, knowing that, the women, it almost makes sense, knowing that as a man, I understand that, us men can be like, very, over, with testosterone, and over, like, problematic in some ways or anything. But I guess that goes for everybody. Everyone has a problem, and especially when you see the men fall in love, like, with the Snake Princess, seeing her, it gives me that sense, like, some of these men in the freaking army and navy or whatever probably never met a woman ever in their life. Their whole entire livelihood is literally being surrounded by men and fighting for the navy. Like, I don't know, like, there's that sense of like reality whenever I see any episodes, especially seeing what this island is like, dominated by like snakes, and also by the Amazonian women, which, the Amazonians as well, always kind of drives me a memory when I first saw Wonder Woman, and was like, this Greek island dominated by women. So it kind of gives that same sense in a ways, the whole Amazonian thing, probably I would feel like, Wonder Woman would be inspired by that from One Piece, but that would be crazy. But yeah, we start to see, like, especially Luffy, not knowing where he is and getting lost through the island, and basically has nothing to do, like, already the women just going full. Oh, that's right, her name is Boa Hancock. Okay. Oh man, I just noticed the name. Going full Hancock on freaking Luffy, as he didn't do anything, already setting up for a fight for him, and Luffy doing his best to actually hear this. Pretty much when Luffy gets pissed, there's that certain composure that I just cannot keep, knowing that, yeah, come on Luffy, take him down, it's freaking beast mode time. But still, Luffy having a composure just to know that, there's certain limits that he doesn't want to cross. And that was kind of like, very versed and mature for Luffy in some of these fights, especially helping the ones that actually did help him in a ways, especially the blonde girl that, was, in some cases that I kind of see a way of like two of them being shipped together. Like, yeah, I do see them as like, someone in that, kind of relationship deal. But it's like, man, you see kind of like a little bit here and there that there's fights that Luffy, for whatever reason, just cannot win. I can see why. The arrows, him pointing out how sharp they are. Of course they're sharp, but they're different kind of sharp. Like, knowing that they can penetrate through bricks and walls and whatever, and mountains, and just like, Luffy would be caught dead with it. And there was some parts of it where I kind of see Luffy like losing himself, like actually losing against to the sisters, the Hancock sisters, and me thinking like, wait a minute, what's happening to Luffy? What's going on? His power is too much. Like literally, there's points where I'm like, well, this is surprising. I mean, compare this to the Bartholomew Kuma fight, or going up against Kizaru, or some CP9 was the part where I'm literally like, okay, Luffy is, yeah, he's dead. He's gone. And same for any other fight that I have ever seen. But when it comes to this, there's a part of me where like, this is kind of tricky. They're actually dominating him in ways. And of course, you really showcase that the Amazonian women's of this island highly very dominated, especially when strength is beauty that they have. And of course, I never actually me trying to cover myself up is just trying not to get canceled. Look, I never thought. I know for a fact they were strong the first I see my eyes on them, especially seeing the Snake Princess, her powers changing to others to stone and whatever, but also seeing the history and knowing who Boa Hancock is was also dark. But it's also another reason why my hatred for the world nobles is also another thing that is well justified, because my goodness, you just kind of like understand the sense when you see her pass, that there were certain things that it was just way too deep. It was way too personal, and that it's one of those parts within the world nobles that they really showcase that, especially having little Boa Hancock as a little child suffering through this when she was like owned by the world nobles. It was dark. It was really twisted, and it went there. It literally went there, but it didn't really say what it says. But it doesn't take a rocket genius to actually know what was going on, and you kind of feel like yeah, that the pain that they go through really drives the strength, especially Boa Hancock, of how strong she is and how dominated, not by her beauty as well as girls and guys are just like, oh my gosh, but also just seeing the sense of like dominance that she has. But that dominance is also being dominated by Luffy's, I guess, handsomeness in a ways. I mean, it's adorable, but then there's this whole thing about them being in love and whatever, and it turns into these funny scenes of just like Hancock being in love, like it's you, and also Luffy like, I'm hungry. So just like one of those parts, Luffy being Luffy. There were certain parts where I feel like if Luffy had a little Sanji in him, would be literally driven by the women, of course, like especially seeing poor Sanji in an island of dudes, like literally in an island where I feel like, due to me, me being bi, I would actually fit in a way where I'm like, come on, Sanji, it's not that bad. Okay, you're offending me. Okay, men that wear dresses, stop judging. Sanji's canceled. You canceled Sanji. But man, that was a funny one as well. But also, I want to see more of like Nico's Island. What was that about? And also Nami being this, in this Skypiea, I guess. It has to be Skypiea, right? But no, it's a winter of actual, of a place, I guess, centered by an old man that actually is taking care of her. And also Chopper, like, what's gonna happen? He's gonna survive here and there. And there were some funny parts as well, as Frankie, having the tea in this instead of cola, since he's run by cola and whatever. It's just that One Piece, the world of One Piece, it's more than just the red line. It's just more than just the calm belt and paradise and also the new world. It's literally a whole entire world. Like, I never thought that these islands would stretch this much, especially in the different blues of the land. It's just crazy. I'm surprised one of them didn't even go to space. I heard space was another thing involved in the One Piece world. But other than that, I'm just moving on here within the world of the Amazon Lily. I really enjoyed it. There were some parts, of course, where it's like, oh dear, okay, family jewels, okay, calm down, women, okay, don't go, oh god, the writers, they know what they're doing. But also, there was a part of me where like, I kind of enjoyed it. This was kind of like a little break from what was going on, especially that feudal Japan arc as well that I've seen, surrounding the Thriller Bark characters as well. That was fun to watch. But also seeing this, it was a good time, I would say. I don't know if I would judge anything. Again, I'm not the top tier reviewer as well, but we start to see more, especially knowing of how the Snake's Princess, Boa Hancock's power, she decided, pretty much was a terrible person at the beginning, but then becomes more nicer, all thanks to Luffy. It feels like Luffy kind of changed a lot of things. And also, like, as well as the grandmother being also, I think, former like emperor of the the Kujo Island. But other than that, I really enjoyed this. This was a good time, good fights, and strong women. Other than that, I'll see y'all strong ones out these streets another time. Okay, one love, peace.